Hi, I'm so glad you're here. I created this video because I want to walk you through what the first couples therapy session with me actually looks like. For many couples, this feels like a really big first step, understandably. Sometimes it feels hopeful, sometimes it feels overwhelming, sometimes both. So if you're feeling unsure about what to expect or worried about saying the right thing, you're not alone. But my hope is by the end of this video, you're feeling more grounded, more prepared, more confident about taking this next step together. So, the first session sets the tone for everything we do together. So, couples often come in carrying tension, disconnect, kind of their long-standing patterns that feel hard to name. So, the first session gives us a chance to slow things down, understand what's happening between the two of you, and begin building that foundation for the work ahead. I will not judge or diagnose your relationship. I'm only here to understand it and to help you both feel seen in the process. So we'll start by grounding ourselves in why you're here. I'll ask each of you what brought you in, what feels hardest right now, and what you're hoping might change. You don't have to have matching answers, and you don't need to be perfectly aligned. This part is simply about getting oriented. It helps me understand the landscape of your relationship from both of your perspectives. Because I use Integrative Behavioral Couples Therapy, or IBCT, I'm paying close attention to the patterns between you, not just the content of your disagreements. So basically, I'm listening to the process of how you move through conflict. So IBCT helps me understand how each of you reacts when things feel tense, where you each get stuck, what keeps that sort of negative cycle going, and what helps you reconnect again. So it's a model that blends two things, acceptance and change. So it's about helping you understand each other more deeply while also shifting the patterns that keep causing pain. Your first session is a structured, guided conversation facilitated by me. So each of you will have space to share your experience of the relationship. So what's happening, what's been hurting, what you've already tried. You don't have to present a perfect narrative, and you don't have to agree on every detail. This is just the beginning. It's not a test. So my role is to help you feel safe enough to be honest, even if things feel messy or complicated, or maybe you cannot make sense of it all. That is okay. It's also important to name what the first session is not. So it's not about deciding who's right or wrong. It's not about choosing sides. It's not even about solving everything in 1 hour, if only, right? Um, we're laying the groundwork, right? We're understanding the emotional patterns that shape your interactions so we can work with them more effectively in future sessions. Now, as you're talking, I'm listening to very specific things. I'm listening for the deeper structure of your relationship. So, what is that cycle that you get pulled into, that sort of dance that you're doing with each other? What are your sensitivities or vulnerabilities underneath the reactions that you're having? What are some of the strengths that I'm noticing or I'm hearing you report on, right? Even if you feel distant right now or disconnected. And I'm also listening for the hopes that brought you here. So this is about understanding the emotional logic behind your patterns, not just the surface level conflict. Now, couples will often ask me how they're supposed to feel in the first session. And the truth of it is, there's no right way to feel, right? For some people, it can feel like really vulnerable, understandably. You're talking about intimate details of your life. For some couples, they feel validated for the first time in a long time. For others, they actually feel more connected simply because they're finally talking about what matters. So, whatever comes up is welcome. My job is to help you move through it gently and with clarity. So, towards the end of the session, I'll reflect back the themes that I'm seeing, right? And I also will share what I think will be most helpful moving forward. I say that, but it's collaboration too, right? So I'm going to give you my insight into it, but of course, I'm going to look for your feedback too. So I might suggest that this is weekly or bi-weekly sessions, or even sometimes a couples therapy intensive if you're wanting kind of that deeper, more concentrated work. You're never expected to decide immediately. You get to choose the pace that feels right for you in your relationship. So what I want you to take away, if nothing else, is You don't have to be perfect to start couples therapy. You don't have to have the right words. You don't have to know where this is going to go, right? You just have to show up with whatever you're carrying. And if you're here, you're already taking a meaningful step. And I am really glad you're here. I hoped this process helped things feel a little more human, maybe less anxiety provoking. Um, yeah, but as always, please reach out if you have any questions or if you want to schedule a free consultation. You can always learn more at risingtidestherapycenter.com.